Good afternoon and welcome to a Wednesday edition of FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Evan Thomason.
And I'm student meteorologist Tyler Sherrod. Well, today Evan kind of stole my outfit. That's unfortunate, but more importantly is the record heat that we've been experiencing, even going into October now.
Oh yeah, I must say I thanked so much really for the rain we had yesterday. Finally, after so long, we hit that rain finally, but it never has really cooled down those temperatures at all.
Yeah, unfortunately, I missed out on the rain. I was napping during the 2 hours it was actually raining, so I just missed out on that. It's been over a month. You know, just the 2 hours I chose not to pay attention to the weather is whenever we actually got something interesting happening.
Weather comes when you least expect it, honestly. That's the type of theme there.
And we actually ended up, despite this rain, we ended up breaking the record high for October yesterday. Actually, we tied it at 95 degrees. And I believe today we even got up to 96, so a very, very hot October still. But luckily we have a cold front that's going to start moving towards us. That's going to start bringing some relief for us.
That should be good. The relief for that will be on the horizon, though, in the next few days, which is good. Problem is it's not now.
Yeah, not yet. It's going to be closer to this weekend, around Saturday or Sunday. And even whenever that cold front hits us, it's more of a cool front than a cold front because we're only going to get down into the upper 80s, which for us is pretty comfortable, but for most places that's still pretty hot.
Yeah, at least in the long run of the 90s, but definitely for the next the next 3 days, not 30 days. 3 days we'll still be definitely experiencing some of those upper 90 heats. So definitely still stay hydrated, even in October. But for more on that, we're going to head to the wall with Jessica with our overview.
Thank you, guys. Good evening, Seminoles. It was another toasty day on this October 2nd. It was super hot, 93 degrees outside currently. We've got just a few clouds out, but as you can see on the satellite, we've got absolutely nothing sitting over Tallahassee. No rain, very few clouds. It is still just hot, even though we are in fall. Over the next 24 hours, we're going to be looking at some cloud cover throughout the region, but really, we're not going to have relief from the heat. We're going to be looking at a warm night and another warm day tomorrow. Tonight, it's going to be about 70 degrees. It's going to be clear. We're going to have nice, calm winds at about 5 miles per hour. It's going to be a great night to spend some time outside from the cool off from today. For tomorrow, we're going to look at 95 degrees, another hot day for this time of the year. I am not looking forward to more heat. Speaking of which, it's not going anywhere. We're going to talk about that later in the show, along with some rain early next week. We're also going to talk about that cool down that's going on. For now, I'm going to pass things over to Chris. He's going to give us a look at our southeast.
Thank you, Jessica. Right now, we're getting a good look at the southeast right now. We're sitting pretty clean in the 90s. It is very hot, very similar with Tallahassee. That's been happening to the entirety of the southeast, all of September, all going on. Getting a look at our dew point temperatures, they're also very high in the upper 60s and even 70 in New Orleans currently right now. And those high dew points are going to contribute to a very high heat index. As you can see with the heat indexes all around, it's feeling like 100 degrees in Jackson and New Orleans. Feeling pretty close to that with 98 degrees in Montgomery. It's going to feel a little bit cooler all the way down in Miami sitting at 91 degrees, feels like. What's been causing all this heat and all this lack of rain throughout the southeast is caused by these high pressure systems over that has been over the southeast and has been trapping this heat in, bringing no moisture into the area with low chances of storms. Over our satellite radar, as we zoom out, not a storm in sight. We will be getting these easterly winds that will bring in a little bit of moisture off the Atlantic and could possibly bring a scattered shower in the future. As you can see, little blips show up by Jacksonville and a bit over by Atlanta, but don't get your hopes up. If it is, it's only a little bit of rain. It's not going to be cooling off. You can actually see this clockwise rotation from the high pressure system above Louisiana as we get a look at our wind speeds that are going to be sitting fairly calm. Getting a look at our forecast model, very clear skies. You will get a little bit of showers that show up over southern Alabama, Mississippi, as well as northern Louisiana. As we start moving in, South Florida will get impacted, but most of the Southeast is going to be staying dry. Getting a look at our storm outlook, the bright side of this very dry weather we've been having is we don't have to worry about any thunderstorms or anything impacting the area. Getting a look at tonight's forecast, you're going to be feeling very cool. We're going to be sitting in the 70s. 73 Montgomery, 70 degrees Tallahassee. And it's going to feel very warm with 79 degrees in Miami. Tomorrow's forecast is going to feel very hot. Another round of the 90s is going to be 99 in Montgomery. And it's going to be very hot throughout most of the next week. For now, I'm going to send things off to Evan with the next local look.
Thank you very much, Chris. And if we look at our Doak Campbell Stadium, well, the sun was shining, and it still is shining a little bit through the clouds here. But another sunny, a little bit of cloudy day. As you can see, a little bit of some clouds on our Doak Campbell cam over Doak Campbell Stadium. But we are still facing that heat consistently and will still not go anywhere, as we're still sticking at 93 degrees for Tallahassee, 91 for Monticello, and 94 for Donaldsonville, even at 6 p.m. in October now. A little bit cooler in the coast at 88 for Carabel, but now we still are hitting those moist dew points at 73 at Carabel, 63 in Thomasville, and over 66 in Donaldsonville. So really those high dew points are still contributing to much of this heat that has really just stayed trapped, I feel like, throughout our area, even with the good amount of rain that we have received yesterday. 97 at the heat index in Perry, 96 in St. Mark's, even 90 in Thomasville, and that's just our low point of heat indexes all across our map here. We're still hitting in the 90s of heat indexes all throughout our area, and really an extra amount of rain is not going to come in sight to really relieve that. As I said, the rain yesterday has not really much relieved that at all, and you still see plenty of clear skies all across the radar. You can see a little bit of ground clutter all throughout our really radar that covers other places throughout the Panhandle. But as we look into our future next 24 hours, nothing too much to look forward to and look out for. Maybe, just maybe, a slight chance of a shower, especially up into the North Georgia region on your commute home tomorrow afternoon. But those winds really going along with that clockwise formation that is really affecting much of our area and really halting much of the rain and precipitation all throughout. 9 miles per hour to Tallahassee. A little bit of a slight breeze, cool down those temperatures just a little bit, but not too much. Tonight's forecast looking at a crisp night, 70 degrees, thankfully not 90 degrees. It will be a good night to definitely walk and get that exercise in without sweating. We're looking at 95 in Monticello, 94 in Madison for even tomorrow, so that heat is not going anywhere, but definitely enjoy that crisp little walk tonight at 70 degrees. Just a slight little breeze at 5 miles an hour coming from the east side. But for tomorrow, that heat is not going anywhere. 95 degrees, partly cloudy, but still even those clouds will not block out much of the heat much for our area at all. And if we looked into Thursday, 95, and that heat will continue to stay out through our area Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Staying in those 90s, but there is hope on the horizon. We're finally not seeing any more 90 degrees, hopefully and thankfully after Sunday. But I'm going to head off to the desk with Jessica and Parker. We're going to talk about some king tides.
Yeah, thanks, Evan. So we haven't seen any rain relief here in the southeast in Florida. However, we do see some rain in southern Florida causing these king tides. So Jessica, what is a king tide?
Yeah, so king tides actually are like super high tides, and it causes inland flooding and coastal flooding as well. And it usually happens when the earth, the moon, and the sun are all aligned.
Exactly. And usually when this occurs is during January, when the earth is closest to the sun. However, we're in October right now. Parts of Miami have seen tremendous amounts of water coming in from the coast, from the ocean, that have brought 10 to 12 inches of rainfall, or not rainfall, but water.
Yeah, Miami-Dade County didn't get much rain, if any rain, but some of their streets were under almost a foot of water, like you said, even without that rain, just from these king tides.
Absolutely. Cars shouldn't be driving in this water.
Yeah.
Turn around, don't drown. If you can't see the road, we urge you not to drive on that road. 6 inches of water can wipe you off your feet, and 6 inches of water can sometimes even carry a car away.
Yeah, and then actually you'd think that wind might help blow these back out, but actually the wind is not going to help these king tides go away.
Absolutely. The Bermuda high, which is usually a directional, what do I want to say? A directional current for hurricanes that we usually see towards this time of year. So it's actually towards Florida right now, towards the East Coast, and it's bringing those easterly winds towards the East Coast of Florida, mainly southern Florida, and winds are spiking over 25 miles per hour.
Yeah, so there's actually a small craft advisory there. So if you're going out, well, maybe be careful or don't.
Yeah, because waves are cresting near 6 feet
Yes.
and exceeding 6 feet. of
Maybe
crest.
tomorrow's not a good fishing day for Miami.
I don't think so. I absolutely do not think so.
I just can't believe that this is actually happening in Miami when most of Florida is still under that drought, as we've received such little rainfall, and now they're
Absolutely.
in over a foot of water right
Yeah,
now
and they're
in some places.
receiving rain as we speak currently. The radar for them is not looking too well. They have a few flash flood warnings in effect right now, and a flash flood watch actually for parts of Miami. I'm actually going to go over to the wall with the national right now, if we could pull that up. Here's the setup looking at things nationally. We've got high pressure that's dominating the southeast currently. Parts of the west coast are experiencing some mixed precipitation, some rain, some sleet, and some snow for parts of, let me go back right there. If we advance this cold front is going to be moving towards the southeast within the next few days. This is for tomorrow, what's expected to occur, and over the next 3 days, the high pressure will start to move out and hopefully cool down parts of the southeast, bringing some relief here in Tallahassee and for much of the southeast. Temperatures across the country, though, southeast being dominated by high pressure, 95 in Memphis, 94 in Dallas-Fort Worth, 94 in Atlanta, and Washington, D.C. is sitting at 95 degrees right now. It's almost like a tale of two countries. If we go towards the west coast and towards the upper parts of the Midwest, temperatures are feeling very, very cold. 46 in Billings, 63 in 63 in Seattle, 68 in San Francisco, and 71 degrees in Los Angeles. Here are those dew points for you. Very, very dry over towards the west coast, 24 in Albuquerque, New Mexico. That was the word of the day last Friday on the show. I see Tyler got a little laugh right there. Parts of the southeast, though, 70 for your dew point in New Orleans, 66 in Tallahassee, 74 in Miami. We factor in those dew points on top of the temperatures, and we get our feels like 98 in New Orleans, 94 in Tallahassee, and over towards the west coast, 64 for San Fran. If we look at the upper level water vapor, you can really see the upper level high showing that clockwise rotation right here. And here's the next trough that will be moving through, bringing some mixed precipitation towards parts of the upper west coast nearing Washington and Oregon. Satellite and radar, not too much going on except for with this low pressure system, bringing in some snow just west of Bismarck, perhaps some graupel in that area, and rain near Minneapolis. If we go towards parts of Cleveland and Detroit, you guys have some spotted showers going on right now, but Williamsport, you guys are getting the heaviest in the country right now with rainfall and limits of up to 3 inches per hour. Here's our drought monitor. Much of the country is in a drought right now. Parts of Texas, San Angelo in an extreme drought. Corpus Christi just north of there, also in an extreme drought. If we look at the whole map right here, only parts of the Midwest are not in a drought right now. Much of the southeast in a huge drought, Tallahassee included, Atlanta included, and parts of New York even included. Over the next 24 hours, we can hope that some relief is on the way as we pan out what's to come as this cold front starts to move southward. Hopefully, some rain will come towards the southeast within the next 2 or 3 days. Not looking likely, though, as we'll have to wait till Monday or Tuesday. As for tonight, temperatures mostly in the lower to upper 70s in the southeast. Towards the Midwest, temperatures near freezing, 33 degrees in Bismarck and Billings, 39 in Denver. And as for tomorrow, a beautiful day all around with maybe some rain expected across parts of the upper Midwest and parts of the Northeast. However, much of the day will be beautiful for the nation all across. I'm actually going to send things over to Jessica right now with another look at the local.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was another hot day as we've been talking about really since school started. We've been dealing with these hot temperatures and it's October 2nd and it is still 93 degrees outside at 6:15. Not many clouds as you can see behind me to help us to relieve that sunshine. I would know I left my sunglasses in my car, so I definitely felt the sun today. As you can see, we actually broke our record with a high of 96 today, which was extremely hot. It's way above our average. We broke that record. It was 94 back in 1986. And guys, nothing's coming on the way in the next 24 hours. It's completely clear over our region. Even there's some ground clutter right up to the north, but once again, that's not rain, not showers. It's just the satellite picking up a little bit of stuff. Once again, there's going to be a little bit of cloud cover over the panhandle for the next 24 hours, but we're really not seeing much. To our north in southern Georgia, they're going to be getting some scattered showers, but Tallahassee isn't expected to have any rain for tomorrow, maybe a slight chance. Guys, the current temperature outside is so hot, 93 in Tallahassee. It's a little bit cooler down the coast, 92 at St. Mark's. Down in Apalachicola, we're looking at 87. So if you're down by the coast, you're feeling a little bit cooler than we are. And those dew points are still fairly high for this time of year at 66 in Tallahassee. It's helping us stay super warm. Those feels like temperatures, our heat indices are higher than what the temperature actually is. So 96 in Tallahassee is what it feels like right now. And up north of us in Georgia, in Donaldsonville, we're seeing feels like 97 degrees. It's October 2nd. It's fall. We don't have any relief. We've got just a little bit of a breeze, 9 miles per hour. And even just north, they've got a little bit of a breeze in Thomasville at 8, but they're not feeling any cooler. Tonight, it's going to be warm, 90 degrees at 7 p.m. By 11, it's going to cool off a little bit, maybe a little bit of cloud cover. If you're going to walk your dog tomorrow, you might want to get up earlier than 9 a.m. It's already going to be 84 at 9 a.m. By 3, we're looking at temperatures of 95. Over the next 7 days, we're going to see temperatures in the low 90s, and things are going to start to cool off at the beginning of next week. We're also hoping to see those rain chances as we enter into next Tuesday and Wednesday. For now, I'm going to pass things back to the desk with Chris and Tyler.
Thanks, Jesse. We're going to get more into that record-breaking September that we were talking about. We broke or tied a record heat at least 7 different times throughout the month of September.
Yeah, also it's will be the second hottest September on record. The current hottest September, it's either 1925 or 1933.
So it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been quite a while.
And even with this record-breaking heat, it's not really anything too new. The top 5 record-breaking heat Septembers for heat are 2019, which is this year, 2018, and 2016. So we've had a string of very hot Septembers lately.
Yeah. The theme of hot Septembers have been sticking around. Also, getting the theme of record-breaking heat, we also had the driest September on record, only reaching trace amounts of rainfall.
Yeah, actually the second driest September, they had about 0.11 inches of rain, which still isn't a lot, but we didn't even really get enough to even record 0.01 inches. We literally only had a trace of rain, and I really felt it. It was pretty brutal. And then October 1st, which is yesterday, we finally got some rain, so we barely missed out on that rain for September, which I guess it's kind of cool that we set a record in September, but it's not really the kind of record that we want to be setting.
I mean, I got to see some record-breaking history in action while I was still a student here, so
That's another way to look at it as well. You always tell your kids that we were in the second hottest September on record, almost the hottest, but we had the driest September on record.
Yeah.
So we can tell our kids that we had to walk to school, and when it was 100 degrees outside in September, just try and make ourselves look a little bit better there by having to go through the hard stuff.
What was it? It was like 101, like September 20-something.
Yeah, really, the heat indices got into the hundreds fairly regularly. We really experienced the heat a lot. We're finally expecting things to cool down just a little bit as this cold front starts to get towards us. But now we're going to bring things over to Evan on the wall, and he's going to give us a closer look at all of Florida.
Yep, it is The Sunshine State for a reason here in Florida, 85 in Orlando. But look at us, we're hitting the top point of our heat. Really in Tallahassee, as we've seen really throughout the past couple weeks, 93 degrees. And look at the rest of our region, it's nothing but 80s. It has really been feeling the heat here in Tallahassee in particular. As for the rest of Florida, we've still felt those dew points and those humidities still continue to go up throughout our region. 67 for Orlando, 71 for West Palm Beach. Let's look at our satellite and radar. To look at the Panhandle, we're not seeing too much. Still staying dry with that high pressure system up in Georgia and Alabama. But if we look a little closer down to the Miami region, you see a lot of these sea breeze showers coming off from the Atlantic and really crossing over into the Everglades and Miami throughout much of the day, and it's still continued on throughout tonight. If we look at Daytona Beach, there was a little activity earlier with some pop-up showers. You can see there was some right now, starting to die down just a little bit to enjoy a pleasant evening if you're heading over there to Daytona Beach or Jacksonville up in those areas. But with those easterlies coming off the coast, there is a small craft advisory just off the coast, so be careful if you are in those smaller boats, definitely off the coast. That is expired Wednesday at 8 p.m., so definitely for the rest of today. As for this region, there is a river flood warning for area by Pearson. That's until Friday at 2 p.m. Please take precaution with stuff like that. That stuff is definitely not something to be taken lightly in the slightest. But if we look at our radar, nothing too much to be experienced for the Tallahassee region. You see, we're still even dry from those clouds that have focused all throughout much of the Gulf of Mexico and areas of Louisiana. But if we look into more of Miami and West Palm Beach and Fort Myers, that's where we are getting our rain most, with those easterlies still coming in to bring a lot of those showers up. So if we look at the drought monitor, it is still affecting that Panhandle region, not just Tallahassee in general, even areas up in Alabama and northern Florida above Panama City hitting into those drought monitors. Just 86 hitting up in Miami, just a little bit of rain with those east sea breeze showers coming in, even affecting areas of Naples that are getting up to 92 tomorrow. Should be nice, though, for Cocoa Beach in Orlando, hitting at 90 degrees and 86, even 86 down into Fort Pierce. In our areas, we're looking on to the west side, though, 93 over in Tampa, 93 in Pittsburgh, and 91 in Crystal River. As you can see, lots of sun, though, overall throughout our area regardless. So tonight, looking at a crisp, not 70 degrees throughout area, and we're looking at maybe higher 70s throughout the area of Miami with a little bit of chances of rain. But we are definitely looking at that continued heat and sunshine for tomorrow, especially for Tallahassee alone, sitting at 96 degrees. But we're going to pass off things to Tyler to see how much heat exactly are we getting in our area.
The answer to that, Evan, is a lot of heat. Definitely a lot of heat. Look at our Doak Campbell cam here. The sun's shining bright over Doak Campbell Stadium. Clouds really moving out of the way. We're going to start cooling down just because of the evening hours, but today we really felt a lot of the heat. Zooming out to the rest of the Big Bend region, Tallahassee's at 93 degrees right now. Perry's at 90. Really, most of the areas along the coastline a little bit cooler because as we get towards Caravel, about 89 degrees, Apalachicola 87. As we move inward towards the land, it gets a little bit hotter for us. And the satellite and radar not really showing much rain at all in the Big Bend. Yesterday we got a little bit. That is not the case today. Nothing to really expect. A little bit to the north of Cross City, they saw some rain. Over here in Lake City, that's just some ground clutter, not actual rain popping up. So really much of North Florida was very, very dry today. The forecast model is not really going to show much of a different trend moving into Wednesday and even into Wednesday evening moving into Thursday. As we get into Thursday evening, might expect some rain in the northern parts of the Big Bend towards Thomasville. So watch out for that on your drive home. And then moving into our drought monitor, really it's going to stay like this for a while, not expecting any significant rainfall. Maybe that cold front that's moving in from the northwest might start bring some relief for us, but Tallahassee still under a moderate drought now as we speak. Moving towards Alabama, north of Dothan, they're under a severe drought, and even moving towards the northwest of Panama City, closer to Funiac Springs, they're under a severe drought as well. And even those areas that aren't in the drought-like conditions yet, still fairly dry, not experiencing a lot of rain at all. For tonight, Tallahassee going to get down to 70, very comfortable temperatures. Along the coastline, a little bit warmer, but nothing to really complain about. Going to be fairly clear skies. A couple of clouds will pop up throughout the night. And then as we move towards tomorrow, going to be very sunny for all of the Big Bend. Tallahassee getting up to 96 degrees. Bainbridge going to be a little bit cloudier, but still going to get all the way up to 97. And then Valdosta going to get up to 95 degrees tomorrow. But for tonight, going to be 70 degrees, partly cloudy, winds very calm, just a very nice night. So if you want to take a walk tonight, great night to do that. And if you're planning your day tomorrow, going to be well, not very cold, but fairly cool outside in the morning at 71 degrees. But as we get towards the afternoon and getting into 4 p.m., going to heat up very fast. So if you have anything you want to do outside, make sure to plan to do that before noon. And then as we look at the marine forecast, if you're heading to the beach tomorrow, going to be 88 degrees, a light chop, another great day to go to the beach. And then we're going to head on to our 7-day forecast. Going to stay hot Thursday and Friday at 95 degrees. We're going to cool down as we get to the beginning of next week. Going to get down to 88 degrees as that cold front approaches. But now I'm going to send things off to Evan and Parker to close out the show.
Thank you very much, Tyler. It has been another scorcher of a day here today. I was sweating coming into studio, but good news, there is hope on the horizon.
Yes, there's definitely relief that's going to be coming towards our way within the next week or so with that cold front that's going to be moving through the country into tomorrow and Friday, and then getting to us Sunday night into Monday.
Yep, and hopefully with that comes some of the increased rain chances for a region that we haven't seen and still will not see definitely over the next 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, I think there's a 40% chance of rain on Monday and a 20% chance of rain on Tuesday. There's that 7-day for you. Tomorrow we're capping off at 95 degrees with a low of 70. And Friday is a replica of Thursday, also at 95 with a low of 70.
Yep, good news at least with this is continual decrease with much of these temperatures. Hopefully by the end of the weekend, that is the last of the 90s, hopefully, that we will see for the rest of the season.
I don't know about that one. We can always hope.
I'm just saying hopefully.
Fingers can be crossed. But Monday, we're dipping below 90 degrees. That's going to be our coldest night next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, a repeat of each other, again 89 degrees. Lows dipping into the 60s at 69 on Monday.
Definitely be a good idea to get some of those crisp, nice, cooler walks definitely in the evening without having to sweat while you're exercising during the day.
Absolutely. But if we can extend that 7-day past Wednesday into maybe a 10-day, we might see temperatures start to come back into the 90-degree mark without rain as well. You're going to have to stay tuned here on FSU Weather throughout next week in order to find that out. But you can go ahead and follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/FSU Weather.
And you can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/FSU Weather.
And you can go ahead and watch us live on YouTube every weeknight at 6 p.m. on youtube.com/FSU
And follow
Weather.
us on Instagram at FSU Weather. We'd appreciate pictures of nice, cool, warm climates.
Absolutely.
It will give me so much to look forward to.
Absolutely. And for all of us here at FSU Weather, I'm student meteorologist Parker Beasley.
And I'm student meteorologist Evan Thomas, and have a great night.